Hey guys, welcome back. Orabomb here, bringing you another episode of our TCGO live content. Now today, we are going to be playing some Ninetales. Before we get into the video, don't forget to oh, that's not how you spell Ninetales. Don't forget to drop a like. If you like the video, don't forget to drop a like. It's always really appreciated. And answer a couple question today for a chance to win a couple of codes. And that is, what deck do you guys want to see me play, or what deck do you guys want to see me What deck do you guys want to see me profile? I usually ask that at the end of videos, but I haven't been lately. But I want to do what the people want. So just give me any deck suggestions in the comments down below, and you have a chance to win a couple of codes, and I might just play the deck that you suggest. So do that for me. And also, if you want a chance to get all the notifications for my videos, I know a lot of people have been missing my videos. Don't forget to hit that bell, because that bell means that you'll get notifications. Or you could bookmark my channel, or follow me on Twitter. Twitter's actually the best way, because I'll tweet out. I don't tweet very often, so it would be the best way to see when I upload videos, because I tweet out when I upload a video. But regardless, you know how it is. Anyways, we're playing some little Ninetales. This is an old school favorite of mine. A lot of you guys know how much I used to love Ninetales when it came out, and I can't wait to play it. So Ninetales is really cool because it has 3 really interesting attacks and 210 HP. Weak to metal, which is definitely not a bad weakness to have right now. There's not too many metal decks in the current format. So it's overall like a pretty good card. Ice Blade does 50 damage snipe to one of your opponent's Pokemon, which is really useful because that 2 KOs a lot of like babies and stuff on the bench, as well as things like Mewmore, which is really useful. We have Blizzard Edge here, which hits 190 with a choice band, which is like I've been talking about in the past couple of videos, the magic number, bro. If you can hit 190, you're really good. If you can hit 210, you're even better. Excuse me. But we have ways to like finagle our way into having that 210 number. And then we have Ice Path GX, which is really good on a Pokemon like little Ninetales. Move all damage counters from this Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. So if they can't OHKO you, they shouldn't attack you. Because if they attack you, then you can Ice Path, healing yourself while potentially taking a knockout on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So Alone Ninetales is all about like just setting up your board to where you can take knockouts fairly easily, and then like Ice Pathing and Blizzard Edges and stuff like that. So of course we're playing a 4-3 line. Excuse me. 4 Vulpix with Beacon, because it's the best Vulpix. Beacon lets you get any 2 Pokemon from your deck and put them into your hands. It's a great way to set up in this deck. I'm choosing not to play Bridget for that reason. I'm actually going with this Brooklet Hill. I'm going towards the Brooklet Hill kind of setup. It's a little bit like it's interesting because you don't necessarily need to have like a million cards down early game. You ideally just want to have 2 Vulpix, maybe a Remoraid. So I'm just hoping that between drawing and the Brooklet, it should be enough. I'm playing 1 Luminous Barrier Ninetales because it's pretty good mid to late game whenever your opponent has burned a lot of their Guzmas and stuff like that. Or, because there's a lot of decks right now that are not choosing to play GX attackers because Baby Hoopa, as big of a deck it was, it's not as good anymore since Buzzwoles are playing like 3 Baby Buzzwoles now, or maybe even more. So actually it's like they're playing Baby Buzzwoles, and I know some decks are playing up to 3, and it's kind of crazy. So a lot of people aren't playing non-GX attackers, and because of that, Alone Ninetales can wall a good chunk of the meta. So that's why I'm choosing to play one of the Alone Ninetales. Even though like I'm a huge advocate of not playing this card because you could put this for like any other card in decks. Right now I feel like it has potential, and I know what you guys are seeing. There's no ZOROARK in this deck, and there's a good reason. It's because whenever you played ZOROARK, obviously it gave you draw support, but it also gave you an easy way to discard your water energies. But now we have Volcanion Prism that can do the same thing. Jet Geyser ability means you can discard energy, and if you do, your opponent switches their Pokemon with switches their Pokemon, so they're active to one of their bench. So it's not bad. Even if it's in an awkward position to make your opponent switch and you need to discard, it's not even that bad because you have access to cards like Ice Blade and stuff like that. So being able to discard water energies and have that interesting effect is just pretty useful. And now we get to play cards like Octillery. Less risky to play Octillery than it is ZOROARK because of the Buzzwole meta going on right now. So that's why I wanted to play Ninetales without ZOROARK, and I feel like this is just the best way to do it. And yeah, so we're playing a 2-2 line of Octillery, goes well with Brooklet Hill. We're playing 2 Tapu Koko. Flying Flip is just really good in this deck because it does put things in range. I do really like Flying Flip. 20 damage for your retreat, nice pivot mon, pretty good thing. I like Tapu Koko a lot. Ninetales, that's why I'm playing 2. 1 Mewtwo because you can never tech enough for you can never have enough techs for a Buzzwole deck. So we're playing 1 Mewtwo, and of course our 2 Lele's for draw support. And that's gonna be the Pokemon line. As far as everything else, we are playing 4 Aqua Patches, 2 Blowers, 1 Stretcher, I'm choosing to play 2 blowers. You could probably cut down to 1. Blowers are not like the most important cards in this deck. Parallel can be annoying, but you are playing Brooklet. Garbodor can be pretty annoying if like they end you down to a low number and you can't draw because they ability lock you and you can't use Octillery. I'm still pretty comfortable playing 3 because getting rid of choice bands are always nice as well, or 2 I mean. So, but if you want to cut down to 1, I could totally see that being a thing. I'm playing 4 Ultra Balls and 3 Brooklets, like I mentioned earlier. And now this draw support line, I decided to beef up the shuffle draw in this deck since we do have Octillery, and there's a lot of cards in this deck you don't want to discard. 4 Cynthia, 3 Guzma, 1 Mallow. I do still like Mallow in this deck. Like Mallow with Octillery is still very, very strong, especially in a deck like this that needs their combo pieces. 3 Ends, because when you play Octillery, I think you should never play any less than 3 Ends, in my opinion. That's just me. And 1 Sycamore. I do want to play more than 1 Sycamore, but it really just depends on what I want to cut. Like I said, if you want to cut a blower, that's an option. If you want to cut a Brooklet, that's an option. But right now I'm sticking with 1 Sycamore and see if I like it. If I want to change it mid-video, I might, who knows. 4 choice bands, because like I said, you hit 190 with a choice banded Blizzard Edge, and you know, that's an important number to hit. So we're going to play 4 because we definitely need to hit our choice bands. Not to mention, like, bands on any of these other Pokemon, like a banded Mewtwo does take Okos on setup Buzzwolls and stuff like that. So bands are super important in this deck. So I'm just choosing to play 4 of them. 4 DCE and 8 Water Energy. I did want to cut down to 7, but when you play 8, it's kind of hard. When you play 7, it's kind of hard to land them. It's already hard enough to land Water Energies when you play 8 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with 8. I want to play more, to be honest, but it is what it is. I don't. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get a game, guys. Another card you could play in this deck is like Wake. I don't know. I just don't like Wake in decks that play less than 9 energy. Oh, excuse me. Had to take off my shirt there. It was getting hot in my room. But anyways, I feel like that was too much information. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but whatever, it's fine. Do I cut that out? Probably not. I know we're playing it. I'm thinking Bulu because I just see grass. This is not a great start for us. But we have Brooklet, we have Ultra Ball, we have Cynthia, we have Choice Band. So it's not like the worst thing in the world. It's just not ideal. Especially when you lead Lele. Like, Bulu is a hard matchup because they can hit 210 really easily. Hey guys, alright, so I'm back. Back, I should say. I accidentally muted myself and didn't unmute the mic, I guess. I don't remember muting myself, but it's fine. I just want to comment over this because it's been like a couple minutes. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to comment over this. Post-commentary. It's going to be crazy. Alright, I'm going to attach it. I'm debating if I want to play Choice Band here just because, like, these decks play a lot of blower, but because I play 4 choice band, I'm less worried about it. The less cards I can shuffle back into my deck, the better to give me more Pokemon. For instance, I got this Remoraid. Really wanted to get a Remoraid there, so I'm glad I got that. I can attach the Water Energy to the bench. I guess that puts me in risk of a Lele, but these decks don't play DCE, so I'm not really worried about it. So I don't think he'll be able to hit me for 60 this turn. So we're going to go ahead and just attach there and pass it up. We'll see what my opponent does. Now my opponent's playing some Genesect, not Bulu. And hopefully I'm not going to be repeating myself too much between this chunk and the next chunk. But he's playing a Ranguru, which is interesting. I'm actually building a Bulu version of my own, or a Genesect version of my own to upload for you guys. It's actually really interesting. I do like the things that I'm throwing in there. But I think Octillery is just better, but Oranguru is cool because you can play like multiple copies and just draw a bunch, I guess. I know that's my opponent's playing too, kind of a spoiler there. He's playing Wishful Baton, which I don't like just because his meta does like blower a lot right now, except for Buzzwole. Like a lot of decks play blower because, you know, Garb is still an issue, Parallel is still an issue. He is max elixering onto the Bulbasaur, which is fine because he can energy reload, and it's pretty cool. And he's ending me, which is not a big deal because we're getting more cards out of it. We do have an end of our own, which is a little bit annoying, but we can play Mallow this turn. And we can get Octillery and Mallow, which is really cool. There's the first blower, so I'm glad we started baiting out blowers. Well, now that I think about it, I do remember that we don't even need choice bands this matchup, so I just throw them down anyways because, you know, I'm probably not attacking a lot of GX attackers this game, unless he throws down a Pheromosa, which is like whatever. I still want to keep a couple on hand, but they're less useful than other cards. So he can't attack me yet because there's no Venusaur out, but we do get, if we could, okay, so I remember this turn very vividly. It was a very annoying turn. So what I wanted to try to do here was Mallow, so I can get myself Volcanion, Prism, and a Water Energy into my hand. So I'm trying to figure out, like, right now I'm just in the process of thinking about how I want this play to work out. So we're going to drop the N and the thing to get Octillery, and what I'm going to try to do here is what I have the Aqua Patch in my hand, right? I could take a knockout this turn. Can I take a knockout? Yes, no. What I'm gonna try to do is try to snipe the Bulbasaur because we don't want him to have Venusaur out. So what I'm trying to do is get a second energy on my Vulpix and go from there. So get Vulpix down and oh man, I'm just having a hard time thinking right now because I just finished recording. I'm super tired. I try to get Ninetales down, attach the energy to Ninetales with the Aqua Patch, manually attach the DC to Lele, manually switch out, and snipe the Bulbasaur. So the easiest way for me to do it is to get Volcanion Prism because I can use this ability to switch a Pokemon, which any Pokemon that isn't this Genesect active is really awkward for my opponent because he has no flow stones on the board, and then get a Water Energy off the Mallow as well, and then hopefully manage to pull out a Ninetales one way or another. And unfortunately, my Volcanion Prism is prized. So that cool play that could have actually happened ends up not happening here. The next game we'll be able to show off a little bit more of our Jet Geyser from Volcanion Prism, but this game it is priced, so we can't actually get it. So now what I have to do is get a Water Energy and an Ultra Ball, which gets me Ninetales guaranteed. But like I was perfectly content with if I didn't draw a way to get Ninetales active this turn, then I was perfectly content with just hitting this thing for 80 on the active, because if he's playing the Batons, I don't think he's playing Choice Band, so I don't think this Lele is gonna be knocked out here. And even if it is knocked out, we did get to Revenge, which is always nice because we can just get another energy down on this thing. But we get the Aqua Patch here, and we get to have an empty hand. Hopefully he does not knock out Octillery next turn. I don't see him doing it, but it's definitely a possibility. He only has 2 cards in hand, which is why I'm like less worried about it. He probably wants to play Draw Sporter. We're gonna go ahead and snipe this Bulbasaur. Like the longer we can keep Bulbasaur or Venusaur off the field, the better of a time we'll have, because any hits that he'll hit me for won't do enough to knock me out in one hit, and we can always GX and take a revenge knockout on my opponent that way as well. But I think we're about to cut back in. He is going to go ahead and Guzma up, probably the Octillery. No, he's going to Guzma up the Lele. Not really sure why the Lele, but anyways, I'm coming back. So back to live. How long have I been muted? Oh no, I've been muted for a long time. Well, there might have been some awkward sounding audio for a second, guys. I do apologize. I accidentally, oh yeah, that doesn't work either because it would have been me. Okay, I'm gonna have to voice over that part. All right, so sorry for the cut of audio. I had to voice over a part because my mic was muted for some reason. But yeah, that was a thing. Let me Abyssal Hand here. Anyways, I forgot what I was talking about a bunch of stuff, so it's a little bit awkward that my mic was muted like that. This is actually really good for me because I can like bring out this boy. And I don't need to attach yet. Yeah, we won't attach yet. We'll go ahead and do this first. All right, cool. The less Bulbasaurs, the better. I forgot what I was talking about, which hopefully I can remember when I'm recording the video. But that was so awkward, man. I hate when stuff like this happens because this is a good game and I don't want to cut it out. I am trying to record this deck, so just quick spoilers for you guys. But that's definitely something I'm trying to do here. I'll go ahead and draw a couple. So, and I was saying I don't agree with Wishful Baton and stuff like that. Hopefully I'm not repeating myself. I could be repeating myself for all I know. We're gonna keep going for those Bulbasaurs though, because I can Ice Path this thing the second it attacks me, so I'm not even worried about it. But these Bulbasaurs are the only thing that could like be the difference between taking an Oko and not taking an Oko. So we're gonna go for these Bulbasaurs. But dude, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Quest recently, guys. If you guys own a Switch and aren't playing Pokemon Quest, do yourself a favor. It is a good game. It's actually a really good game. I got so many shiny Pokemon just randomly too. It's actually so much fun. So yeah, go play Pokemon Quest. You know, Pokemon needs to you know, hook a man up with that sponsor money the way I promote them like this. Alright, he finally got into a Venusaur, but now the question is, how is he going to attack me? Because I can just bring that up and knock it out. Ooh, multiple Oranguru. I still like Octillery more, but Oranguru's not bad. I do like Nest Balls in this deck over Bridger though. That is something I've been experimenting with, just because I play order pads to get your Venusaurs out easier. Another Baton, huh? So we can Guzma and knock this thing out. Oh, he hit me for 130. That's actually perfect because I can just GX it. If I GX it now, I do take a knockout. Is it worth? Damage an opponent's attack. I don't know if this counts, but I definitely want to try to get... This is my last Ultra Ball, so be careful. Do I grab another Vulpix? Just throw it down? I guess so. This is a 1 prize attacker, it's not a big deal. We still have Octillery out, and then we can get Lele after that. Alright, so what am I going to try to do this turn? I can GX my opponent. I would like a blower before I GX. But we did not get a blower, but we might get a blower. Let me go ahead and just play the Cynthia here. I think I'm going to GX though regardless. Yeah, we got the blower, so that's what I was looking for. Alright, cool. And we'll drop that as well. If he gets another energy, he can attack me again. Not a huge deal, because then we can just OHKO with the other attack. We'll just Ice Path here, heal ourselves completely, and then we just attach a DC next turn and take another knockout. There's Volcanion Prism. Yeah, so what I was trying to do earlier was get the Volcanion Prism to discard a water energy. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, guys, by the way, just because of that weird audio situation that happened. There might be a couple of repeats. But that was my goal there. I don't know how the mic muted, though. I didn't mute it at any point. Like, I don't think I sneezed at all, but whatever. Whatever. I'm just complaining at this point again. Alright, so what is the goal? I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Quest, talking about how I'm gonna be profiling this deck on the channel soon, except I'm playing it differently. I don't like energy. I don't like those baton pass cards, whatever they're called. Because I don't think, excuse me, what are they called? Wishful Baton. Just because like there's a lot of blower in the format. So I don't think Wishful Baton is like super worth it. Obviously, if you play a heavy count like my opponent, you'll eventually get one off, but it's probably too late at that point. You know what I mean? Does he have elixirs? He needs a land. Oh, yeah, I guess he did. All right, cool. So this is fine because we can just knock this thing out. He'll get his energies back, which means we have to start setting up another Ninetales, which is something to keep in mind. We can take a knockout here. That'll give us 3 prizes. He'll take 4. Another thing I could do is knock out the Venusaur. I would need to land an Aqua Patch if I did that though, which is not something I see myself doing this turn. So, just because we still have other Aqua Patches, like we still have 3 more Aqua Patches, I'm actually not even worried right now. And that's like his third, this is last Wishful Baton, so we'll only be able to pull off 1 more play after this. So I'm a lot less worried than like usual. I do want to get Aqua Patches in my hand, so I think I'm going to Cynthia this turn. Just to try to land a couple Aqua Patches. Like I don't have any water using discard pile right now, but if I can get more Aqua Patches in my hand, I have 1 actually, then I'd be in a much better position. So, like I said, we don't really need choice bands. How many choice bands do we have up though, just in case? We have 1 more choice band after this, so I'll go ahead and attach it here just in case. You never know. And we can stretch or get the other Ninetales from the discard pile, attach a water energy, and hopefully land ourselves a. A thing, whatever it's called. Land ourselves an Aqua Patch and land ourselves a way to get thin out our hand, I guess. We literally just need 1 Aqua Patch because we have a pivot in Tapu Koko, so that's fine if he does that. Like I said, like at this point it doesn't matter. Aqua Patch, yes, that's really good for us. So if he doesn't end us down to 3, it's we can attack next turn, take a knockout on his, and he doesn't have any more of those baton cards, so he can't actually put energies back on the board after this. He would have to land some elixirs, which, I mean, he did lose a couple of energies, so I don't think he'd land. I don't think he'd land that many. Like he already has like 7 on board, so him landing elixirs does not seem plausible. This is really smart on his part because that means he can continue to take 2 KOs, but we should have this game in the bag at this point. All right. So, what all do I have to talk about today? More Brooklet Hills to thin our deck. Aqua Patch. Alright, things are looking good. Let's keep thinning. We'll grab this, put another Ninetales in our hand to have back on the board. Do I play down Volcanion? I don't think I do. At this point in the game, I don't feel like it's necessary at all. Play down that because we don't need it. And we'll Abyssal for a couple cards. We still have quite a few cards on our deck, so I'm not too worried about deck out situations. We don't need Mewtwo, but Mewtwo is pretty decent, I think, because of its ability. Because of the fact that he has 4 energies attached, we're hitting for like, what, 80 extra damage to 100 damage. So if he ever gets like too many energies on a Genesect, we can actually just take a Revenge Knockout with Mewtwo. So for that reason, I do kind of want to play it down. It's a little bit awkward to switch because it's a 2 retreat cost, but there's already another 2 retreat cost one on the board, so it's a lot less worrisome. I just want to thin my deck out anyway, so we'll go ahead and take a knockout here. Blizzard Edge. He touches another energy, hits me for 130. I take another knockout that way, and he still has to take 4 more prizes to win the game. So we're pretty set to win this game, I think. There's an N. Ns are good. If he takes 2 more prizes somehow, then Ns are always useful. But yeah, see, this is if he had 3 energies, he'd be hitting for 80 more damage. No. Yeah, no. 120 more damage, right? So 120, 170. These are my choice bands, I guess. Like I said, they don't matter. Right? It's 20, 40. So 40, 80, 120. 120 plus 50 is 170 with choice band, that's 200. It actually only hits 200. But as you can see, like, you need that choice band to hit that 190 number, which is why I like choice bands way more than I like batons, because you actually hit only 170 without the choice band. 180 with a belt, that's not good. You need to hit 190. That's why you need choice bands in this deck. So he had landed an elixir so he can reload, but he's not going to be able to take a knockout. He would need 40, 80, 120, 160, 160. He would need 4 energies this turn. So, oh, maybe he can then. Oh yeah, I think he takes a knockout this turn. But we take a revenge knockout with Mewtwo, which is really good. Because he gets 4 energies on this, that's 210, I think, right? 40, 80, 120, 160. 160 plus 50 is 210. So he reloads, manually attaches, and then he takes a knockout, and then Mewtwo hits for 8 times 20. I think it's more than enough. So Mewtwo's gonna come in and take a revenge knockout, and then we get to end my opponent down to 2. Oh, but he's just not gonna do it because he knows. That's smart. Oh, he's gonna try to attack me with the Ranguru. Oh, that's cute. That's a cute play. Can I knock him out? It's gonna be a little bit more difficult to knock him out with the Ranguru. I mean, we have to take the knockout this turn, which means we're gonna have to try to land. Do I want to save this N? I definitely want to save this Lele, because Lele can give me Guzmas later. I think I'll play the N. So if we can get a couple more Aqua Patches this turn, that'd be nice. Like, if I get 2 more Aqua Patches, that's like really, really good for me. How many DCs are left too? I don't play Special Charge anymore. So this is my last DC. So I have to get like 2 Aqua Patches and a manual attachment if I want to take a knockout guaranteed next turn. We got none of those things though, which is fine. But I have no more DCs, so Mewtwo's not gonna be able to revenge as easily. But it's fine, that's not my goal anymore. We'll go ahead and just Blizzard Edge here. I just have to take 1 more knockout. So all I need to do is land my Aqua Patches. So hopefully there's an Aqua Patch off the prize here. Oh, you know what I should have done? I messed up there. I should have discarded both my Water Energy and my DC. So we got an Aqua Patch. Hopefully that's not the last Aqua Patch. If it is, it's not like the end of the world, because it's very unlikely he'll take he'll take another 2 prizes after he knocks out Mewtwo, after he knocks us out. I think he hits me for 20. He hits me for 80. No, he hits me for 100. So what I could have done was, if he hit me for 80, it's still a knockout. So it doesn't matter actually. But what I could have done was discard both the DC and the Water Energy, because that's allowed. So I found that out recently. That's allowed. So I could discard the Water Energy and the DC. It would put me down at 1 energy, which means Oranguru doesn't hit me for as much. He only hits me for 80, but 80 is still a knockout, I believe. He's playing Nest Ball and Bridget. That's crazy. Of course, this is not going to be as impactful unless he's going to like reload now. All right, so Psychic takes a knockout. Yeah, 80 would have been a knockout. Just to double check my math there. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves another Aqua Patch off the Sycamore. I wish I had the Brooklet still. Do I have Stretcher still? This could be risky, because I could just like run out of cards if I make this play. But if I get my last Aqua Patch, I do win. So that's pretty good. I can play Volcanion Prism here, use its ability to switch it out. It doesn't really matter what I switch, but like, that could give him a... I mean, this has retreat now, so I don't know. I think we're just gonna Sycamore though. Let's see if we can get it. There it is. All right. GG's. Give them a well played. Then we just take a knockout here for game. All right. So that's game one. Once again, I am sorry for the weird audio cut there. And hopefully I can think of... I'll probably just talk about the game when I do it. Whatever. It's so weird talking about it because it's already happened, but, you know, it's fine. Thank you guys. I know, totally professional YouTuber. Oh, so I found out that I'm going to be gone on vacation from the 4th of July to, I believe, the 18th. So it's going to be a little bit... I'm going to try to bulk record a bunch of Celestial Storm content for you guys. Ooh, that was really loud. I'm going to try to bulk record a bunch of Celestial Storm content for you guys. So we'll see how that goes. So if you have any, if you guys want to see, ooh, this is awkward. If you guys want to see anything in particular as far as Celestial Storm goes, let me know. Because that's probably what I'm going to try to record. I can't really promise anything because like bulk recording is really hard to do in my life scenario, especially since I'm like working a bunch. But the plus side is I'll be coming back home a little bit earlier than my family does, which means we'll be able to do things like 24-hour live streams and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. That's gonna be a lot of fun for me. All right, let's see what we can do here. Some Decidueye action. I am down for the cause. Let me Jet Geyser. Get a Water Energy and discard pile. Get this Latios out of the active because those are all awkward things. And we'll go ahead and end. It's not ideal, but you know, it's fine, I guess. There we go. We got Vulpix. Ooh, look at that. This would be really good if I had a follow-up turn. If I had a single follow-up turn, this would be amazing. But we do not. But I also don't want to do anything right now. I could like theoretically beacon next turn. It's not ideal, but it's an option. We'll pass. I don't want him to attack me this turn, because if he gets 2 hits off on this Vulpix, it is a bad news. Of course, my end got my opponent to Bridget, but you know, these are just the things that happen. Alright, I'm actually working on a Decidueye build as well. So there's a bunch of different things I'm working on. Because like, I found out that like some stage 2 decks really benefit from cards like Order Pad, and I'm trying to abuse those one way or another. Oh man. Alright, so we have the beacon. The question is, do I Aqua Patch? I don't think I do. I need an Octillery, and I mean, it's very unlikely that I'll take a knockout. He could always drop a Lele and take a knockout, but I'm just if I give my opponent setup turns, that's never good for me. Because he gets Decidueyes out and takes, yeah, I'm not gonna Aqua Patch yet. We'll go ahead and get the other Rowlet out and start beaconing. We'll get out Octo, and let's get another Vulpix down. Doesn't seem bad, because he might take a knockout on this Vulpix, so it'd be nice to have another one down. Of course, if he ever starts attacking while having 2 Decidueyes out, that's like super bad news for me, because I'm not gonna be able to deal with it. I might have to attack with Volcanion, which is definitely not something I want to do. We'll see. It all depends on what my opponent does this turn. But we have Octillery, so we can start drawing. We can drop Choice Band, Aqua Patch on a Vulpix, and draw a bunch of cards off Octillery, and hopefully that can get us things like Ninetales. That'd be really nice. He got a Dartrix out, so luckily it's not Decidueye. So our Vulpix is most likely not going down this turn. He's on Cynthia. He dropped the DCE there, so I guess he's trying to go for some Ice Blade attacks. Interesting. We're gonna have to be very careful about how we play this game, though. Mallow could be actually really good. It'd been a lot better if I Aqua Patch last turn so I can retreat, but I don't think it was worth the risk, so. The question is, do I retreat or do I beacon again? Because I gotta play this game a little bit quickly, right? Because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I could Mallow, and I could start attacking with Volcanion Prism if I get 3 energies in my hand, right? That would be what it takes. because I would have to discard 3 energies and manually attack. Nah, that's not gonna be a thing I can do. All right, so we're just going to Aqua Patch one time. Do it for the one time here. I'm not gonna Mallow yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and Octillery now and see what I can get. But the right combination of cards could be very useful for me. All right, he already got both of his Vulpix out, so I don't think his Brooklet's gonna help him anymore. I'm gonna try to get out a second Remoraid. All these other cards don't seem to help me too much, but if I can get 2 Octilleries out, like, I'm gonna be in such a good position. I need a manual attachment for the turn, so I'm gonna Sycamore here, try to get a manual attachment. I could Ultra Ball for like a Ninetales. Doesn't seem super necessary, so I'm not gonna bother. This Floatstone could be very useful. I don't want to switch him. I don't want to switch him into anything, so we're not gonna do anything like that. This gives me a retreat option next turn, and we can start doing some crazy shenanigans if we get like crazy plays going. So I think we just Beacon for some Ninetales. Maybe we'll get another Octillery down. That seems pretty good. We'll get Ninetales Octillery. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Hopefully I can play some Buzz matchups just so we can see like if this deck can pace well versus Buzzwole. There's a Decidueye, so that's not super good for us. But you got Decidueye down, which means you can start sniping damage. We have to be very careful about that. Once we evolve into Ninetales, the 210 HP number is really, really good. It's hard for him to actually snipe, and if he snipes too much, then our GX attacks becomes really, really useful. So it's pretty good. Ninetales is it's an awkward matchup for my opponent, to say the least. If he gets like another, oh yeah, so he can take a knockout one of my Vulpix this turn. The question is, which one is he going for? I'm assuming he's going to go for the benched one, because it has the choice band attached. He could also go for the Remoraid, because he knows I have another Octillery in hand, but I don't know if he cares that much. What I'm going to try to do is some Coco damage. Because Coco damage is going to be really, really strong versus my opponent. So hopefully we can land ourselves a DCE. That's going to be what I try to do, I think. That seems like the best play. Alright, he's just going to go for the Vulpix. So we have another one in hand, which is good. Of course, he can always just knock it out again. So I don't think we play it down. At least not yet. But we're going to definitely go for some Coco damage. Hopefully we can get a DCE clean. I had a feeling we were going to top deck. I'm not going to lie. I don't like dropping this blower now. I really don't. But I would like a choice band. That'd be really, really useful for us right now. Just a choice band on this Coco. Another thing we can do is just switch my opponent again. That doesn't seem bad at all, actually. Helps me thin my hand a little bit. Jet Geyser. And we can just Guzma as well. This is really good for thinning. What I'm going to do is probably bring up the Decidueye, because the Decidueye is not going to be able to attack me. But if I Coco spread, I want to be able to Oko this. And you could just attach a DC and retreat, so. Alright, so we have 2 Octilleries. So what I'm going to try to do here is get a manual attachment, a couple Aqua Patches, try to set up a Ninetales. Okay, we got the DCE I wanted, but I don't, or the choice band I wanted, but I don't need it quite yet. Alright, so we're going to have to manually retreat this, I think. Little Aqua Patch onto the Ninetales. We'll let him Beacon, because the Beacon doesn't matter as much if we take a knockout on this next turn. If he ever plays on a Lele, that's really risky for my opponent. What I could have done was choice banded attack this, put it in range of 190, but then I would need 2 choice bands, which, like, of course, it's not super difficult getting 2 choice bands, but I don't really want to play that game, you know what I mean? And I'm trying not to play any choice bands down yet, just because I know these decks play high blower counts. We'll go ahead and flip for now. So we're gonna need like Aqua Patch, DCE, choice band. So I'm gonna have to thin my hand out and take a knockout on this. So my goal is to Guzma and knock out this Pokemon. That's gonna be what I try to do. And this is gonna be a rough matchup. I have to be very careful about how I deal with this damage and who I'm knocking out. Okay, he's gonna do that. I would like an N now too. I got 2 choice bands. Of course I got 2 choice bands, you know. We'll play these both down then. Oh man, do I play down this Vulpix? I guess if my ultimate goal is to knock out the Ninetales, playing down the Vulpix isn't a bad idea, but if he gets out 3 Decidueyes, which he's definitely going to do next turn, Vulpix is just a liability. In fact, I'm gonna have to try to attack a Volcanion Prism at some point this game, I think. Do I shuffle Pokemon back? I don't. I have to just draw 1 and hopefully get something useful. Ultra Ball is exactly what I needed. So we're gonna go ahead and drop these. It's really loud in my house. I don't know what the deal is. Mewtwo could be useful if he sets this up at any point. And Mewtwo's just a decent attacker, I think. So I'm actually gonna drop the Mewtwo. Lele is a good attacker too. So, alright, so see if we can pull off like DCE Aqua Patch. That's what we need right now. Oh, it's so close. Alright, we can end my opponent, which I feel like is smarter than anything else because Cocoa Spread is always going to be good. So we'll just end my opponent. He can keep beaconing, which is okay because we can end my opponent next turn as well while we continue to set up our board. But we could also just like Jet Geyser. Would that be a good play? I would like to manually attach with water next turn, but if I Jet Geyser, that could be very useful because that means he can't beacon as easily. He could bring up 40. I guess if I Jet Geyser, he has a chance to knock out an Octillery, which there's 2 Octilleries on the board, so it's not like the worst thing in the world, I suppose. And if I can hit this for 50, that's really good for us as well. But then he could GX, so I don't want to do that actually. I don't want him to GX me. We'll go ahead and do this. I'm trying to knock this out, so if he GXs me, that kind of defeats the purpose. Alright, so he has 2 Decidueyes down. Let's see if he gets a 3rd one down this turn. 3 Decidueyes is like, it always feels like it's GG for you whenever your opponent puts down 3 Decidueyes. But we have some pretty decent Oko potential here. If we get 1 more flying flip off this game, which we have another Coco in the deck, actually it's in our hand right here, we do have a chance of just Okoing everything. But of course, this is why I didn't want to play down my choice bands unless I had to. Unfortunately, in that position I did have to, but we need to get our choice bands back. We have 1 more choice band left, so we might just have to keep flipping. He does get Latias. And he attaches the DC there, which means unless he lands a Flow Stone here, he's probably not going to retreat. And we do take a prize if we flip again, and we can end my opponent once again back down to 5. So there's a Lele as well. I guess he wants to play down Lele for draw support. All right, I'm gonna start setting up a Volcanion Prism, and we'll go ahead and end. Now we got DC for next turn. We have Mallow as well, which could prove to be very useful, and we could force something out. Of course, whatever we force out, he's just gonna... Doesn't really matter too much. He hasn't Feather Arrowed yet, has he? He's been forgetting to Feather Arrow. That's really unfortunate for my opponent. Why is he not Feather Arrowing? I guess he just forgot altogether. Those Feather Arrows could be useful, bro. You should probably do them. We'll go ahead and take our knockouts. We put everything in range with Band and Ninetales. We have to just get ourselves another band. Mallow gets us another band, so that's pretty useful. Unless it's prize, which would be unfortunate. And I don't think we can play our hand down enough to play Mallow, actually. We can attach an energy, and that would leave us with... And if we play Mallow, that would leave us with 5 cards in our hand, so... With the choice, that is going to be annoying. That's fine, though. That's not part of my prize trade. That's not where I'm prizing it up. Right, he's going to end me, which is fine, because we have 2 Octilleries. Which is crazy to think about, by the way. Sorry if you guys can hear random noise. Family's getting kind of loud, but it is what it is there. Alright, so we have Guzma, and we have DCE, but we don't have Choice Band. Do we need it? No, we don't need it anymore. Alright, cool. That's really good. So we can just take a knockout on Ninetales here. We actually need 20 more damage to knock out a thing. Okay, he's just going from Octos. Once again, I don't care. I have more than enough Octos to not worry. I think it's time we flip again, take another knockout this way, and put everything in range. It gets me another prize. He takes out 1 Octillery. Not a huge deal. But I can't play Vulpix down ever again, so I have to be very careful about how I play this Ninetales here. We'll go ahead and flip again. That puts this in range, which we might knock this out first. But I have to knock out this Ninetales before it GXs me. So I think I still have to knock this one out first. That also prevents him from using Super Boost, which I think he just attached. Yeah, because he needs to get another stage 2 out for Super Boost to actually be useful. I know these decks have cut down on the reason why I'm also playing Flying Flip is because a lot of these decks choose to cut down on max potions just because we're in a weird Oko meta. Not a weird Oko meta. We're in an Oko meta. So you don't need that many max potions. You usually just play 2, 3 max. Alright, so we need to get our Guzma again. He's going to take a knockout on a Octillery, and then he's going to attempt to take another knockout on the other Octillery. But if we get Guzma here, we're in a pretty good position because we can just knock this out. He could actually, no, he can't knock out both Octilleries. He would need one more Decidueye if you want to knock out both Octilleries. We can Ultra Ball to get Lele. Lele guarantees me Guzma. For the time being, I'm probably just going to attach his Water Energy to Volcanion. Volcanion is weak to Lightning, which is why it's a pretty good attacker. We don't have any Grass Weak Pokemon in this deck, which is just great for us. I feel like, how many Drop Spores have we burned through? We haven't burned through that many, right? Yeah, we've only used 1 Cynthia. We've used all of our ends. So we have 3 Cynthias and 1 Sycamore left in the deck. And we only have 19 cards left in our deck too. So I feel like we're in a really good position now. Like, I'm not worried at all about what's going to happen. As long as I can get my Guzma, which I pretty much guarantee. Let me attach here. I'm afraid of Float Stones, but I'm just going to go ahead and blow her anyways. I will draw 2 of Octillery, and then if we need Lele, we can get Lele. We know it's in the deck, so I'm not as worried about it. Alright, we got the Guzma. That's what boy Aura wanted. That's what Aura wanted. Alright, we'll go ahead and knock this out. We just have to take 2 more prizes. So if we get another DCE, we are in a marvelous position. We have Ultra Ball in the deck still, so I'm actually gonna blench his Coco just for deck thinning purposes. He's definitely gonna knock out Octillery. Like 100% gonna knock out Octillery. Yeah, we'll Blizzard Edge for knockout here. And all we need is another Water Energy and a Guzma, and we win the game. Oh man, there's a lot of background noise. I don't know why they have the crap on. Let's see what we can get off the prizes. Lele. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, we have 2 Leles in the deck. I was like, there's no way. Was I thinking wrong correctly? We also got Guzma, so that's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. If he doesn't get another max pot here, I'm pretty sure we win. I think he's at 80 XP. 80 plus 160 is 240. That's exactly enough. So yeah, that's pretty good. We just have to draw any form of energy or Aqua Patch because we can Guzma, use the Aqua Patch, or we can just attach an energy and Guzma. So as long as he has an NS this turn, we win. So that's pretty good. I've been recording for 42 minutes. I think we'll just show off these 2 games. I mean, Ninetales is really cool because you have all of these different options that you can pull off. He's probably gonna end me here. He's gonna end me and knock out Octillery. I think that's his goal. If he does that, how awkward of a position am I in? If he hits me with his Choice Band, I get to GX him and take a knockout, fully healing myself. That's really good. So if he chooses to attack me to put more damage on the board, it's beneficial for me because I can GX. And then I just have to take 1 more prize. We also got a DC, which is really good. Who's he healing? All right, so now we have to take 2 prizes the hard way. Not as good for us, but it's fine. I mean, we can still just knock out Lele. Like, we still have options. Always he's not knocking out Octillery. Seems kind of like a weird play. But you know, we take those. I guess he forgot that to Feather Arrow and not. Oh, I see. He forgot to Feather Arrow and knock out Octillery. So I feel like we won that game because we GX and then we have DCE. We can attach a DCE, GX, and Sycamore, and all we have to do at that point is try to find our a Choice Band and a Guzma off the Sycamore, and then we won the game, which is very likely because we know we have those in the deck. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call that my victory. I think it was very likely because, like, how many prizes did he take at that point? I don't actually remember. He took out 1 Octillery and he took out 1 Vulpix, so he took 2 prizes. He took a 3rd prize off the Octillery. He had 3 prizes left. He was not gonna knock out Ninetales anytime soon. He also had no more good attackers after we knocked out the Latios. He couldn't set up his Decidueye to hit me for 90, and 90 isn't even that much. Excuse me, man, I am super hiccupy. But I think that's good for the deck. We didn't get to play against any Buzzwole or Malamar. Malamar, you can see how it could be an easy matchup. Malamar actually has a very hard time dealing with Flying Flip Coco Spread, and between Flying Flip Coco Spread and Volcanion Prism doing Coco Spread as well with Sonoblast, I feel like we have a good matchup there. And then of course we can hit 190 with a little Ninetales, which is always good. So the Necrozma Malamar matchups of any kind are really, really good for us. They're definitely favored because we don't ever have to evolve into our GXs. Like at all into mid to late game. Like we can fill the board with just Vulpix, never evolve into Ninetales, and just Coco Spread and Sauna Spread. And then Jet Geyser is like always really annoying for that matchup until they play their Dawn Wings. If they play down their Dawn Wings, then we OHKO with Blizzard Edge, especially after one Flying Flip, putting it in range, so we don't need the choice band. So it's pretty favorable. The Buzzwole matchup is the only matchup that's kind of rough. Of course, we are playing the Mewtwo, and Volcanion Prism is a pretty good way to tank a hit and hit them with the Sonoblast, which is always good. But you have to set up your board, which is you know, it's not as hard as like I'm making it sound. Like setting up your board with this deck is fairly easy just because you have Beacon. Sometimes you can get out too many Pokemon than your opponent's Buzzwoles can deal with. If Buzzwole becomes a really rough matchup, I could see playing a one of Mr. Mime, because Mr. Mime can protect your bench, right? I think we have the bench barrier one. Yeah, here it is. We have the bench barrier one. So just because you have a 30, just because you have 60 HP, two snipes can knock out a Vulpix. So I could see playing a Mr. Mime if Buzzwole becomes really rough for you. Just an option. But I think that's gonna be it for the video. You know, it's a little bit awkward of a video, but it's fine. Definitely drop a like though. Drop a like if you guys appreciate my content. I appreciate you guys that drop a like, because you guys don't understand with YouTube's like current shenanigans going on. The likes in the comments mean a lot, because if a video becomes like, what is it called? I guess more lively. I don't know the word. I don't know what the word is, but if a video has more, I'm trying to think of the word, more interaction, I guess that's the word, then it shows up more for people, and it will actually be showing up on people's sub feed. So like I said, like I always tell my friends, when it comes to YouTube, your boss is your viewers. So please be a good boss, viewers. It's always really appreciated. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below what deck you want to see me play next time, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.